Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Serpent, and let's kick things off. Ripple goes on the hiring streak. So Ripple appoints a former US treasurer to its board, in regards to the legal fight with the SEC. So very, very interesting, blockchain startup Ripple, has, put on its board Rosie Riles, the 43rd treasurer of the US, on the board of directors. Now, Ripple, for those of you that are not aware, has a star-studded board of directors lineup with huge government knowledge, previous experience, former government officials. Since its beginnings, they've always had very, very close relationships with the government and with large institutions and banks, which is why on December 23rd, when the SEC launched a case against Ripple, caught everyone by surprise, because Ripple has always worked and continues to work at a high government level with the US government and other governments, especially in Japan and Asia. So this is very interesting. It's a very good move by Ripple. And again, it's strengthening their case and they're strengthening their their overall team, to make sure that should it go to trial, that they're ready, prepared. They've got a star-studded board of directors that can assist with making important decisions when the time comes, if the time comes. Now remember, May 8th is a very, very, very important date, because obviously the SEC is having an internal meeting. So let's see what happens there. So while we've watched today the price sort of stumble, go down to 140, I did say to you 2 days ago, and I said it again yesterday, that we could drop to as low as 130. We dropped to $1.34. So we almost dropped to 130, but a couple of cents off. But I did tell you that was coming. It looks like now it's corrected. And so the indicators do mention that, once we break $1.66, then $1.84 will be next, and then $2 within a few days. And so it is coming. It's a patience game, and we know what it takes in this game. Like I mentioned, I believe it was the Zilliga video. It's not straightforward. If it was straightforward, everyone would be a trader and everyone would be investing. It takes courage to invest. And so even if you're watching this right now and you're just simply upskilling yourself, getting more knowledge, you may have just heard of Ripple like 3 minutes ago, and then all of a sudden you go on YouTube and you find me, which, by the way, I appreciate you, and I appreciate every single one of you that watch, and some of you have been watching me since the very first day of the channel starting, and I do appreciate it. But you taking the time to learn more about crypto, I appreciate you even more, because you are taking positive steps towards learning more about this so that you can make informed decisions. Now, the goal of the channel is to give you information, you go away, do your own research, and 9 times out of 10, I reckon we come back probably with the same thoughts and scenarios. Now, let me tell you what it's like being an XRP supporter in a world of haters. This is literally what it's like. Like us sitting here with all the knowledge, information, background research, company board of directors research, partnership researchers. We're just like the one person just sitting there in a crowd of people saying, nah, XRP is a scam, bro. Nah, shitcoin and all these things, right? It's okay. Like, a lot of people will doubt, and there's no problem. Like, I always have a smile on my face. And what I can say is that while the XRP community is amazing, sometimes it can be a little bit toxic. Just because you and I don't agree on certain topics. Like, I see plenty of people put negative comments, thumbs down on these videos. And by the way, if you do like the videos, put a thumb up. I really do appreciate it. It's okay. Like, the worst thing that we can do as a community is to bad the other people, or, treat them bad just because they don't agree with us. Like, if they don't agree with you, that's fine. Let them buy XRP at $10, $100. Everyone will have a price point where they'll say, enough is enough. I think I'm jumping on board. Those crazy kids are now cool. So be mindful of that, because there's a lot of toxic energy going around at the moment. When somebody says, oh no, XRP is a bad idea, you shouldn't be in that, people just go on the attack. We're all cool. We all have different ideas, all different opinions. Absolutely not a problem, So it's cool to be the odd one out. It's going to be that much better when we prove them wrong, which we will. So good. We're just going to be patient, and we will. I did mention yesterday about the digital dollar project, and he is working with a Ripple partner, Accenture, to launch 5 US central bank digital. If you go on the Cryptic Poet, On his Twitter channel, you actually see this article, you actually see this 1-minute interview. We got so much to cover today. I'm not going to waste a minute of your life checking this out. It just basically goes over what I said yesterday anyway. The US is going towards digital and having a digital currency, and one of the Ripple partners is right in the thick of it to help them out with that. So really, really cool. Now, on the XRP versus Bitcoin charts, I love Crypto Bull 2020 because it just makes them really nice and clean for me. The XRP BTC on the daily is forming a falling wedge. Now, a falling wedge, for those of you that aren't aware, is a bullish signal. Once we get to the end of this, which you can see there, it says around the 7th, maybe 8th, it will break out. Once it breaks out, it's going to skyrocket. The point is, I'm showing you this first because it is a patience game. And it is important to be patient and to wait. We are at the golden cross. So the golden cross is that yellow line and that black line. So once you cross over that, you now enter again into bullish mode, bullish phase. So while the price is dropping, while we got Dodge on the sidelines taking over, let them take over. We were 7th. We were 7th on the charts back in January. 7th. They had everyone had to overtaken. Cardano, Polkadot, Teva, Binance. Let Doge overtake. Let them have a day. We're going to have a year, 10 years of dominance. Let Doge overtake for a couple of days. It's good. It's good to let someone else have the limelight before all of them get shut down by XRP. So important to understand what is happening, you know, like why I thought that we would drop to 130 and how, you know, that was proven right. There is obviously the scenario that we do have to also check out, you know, like it's important to understand all angles. It's not just important to always see things in a bullish sense. A scenario that could play out, extremely unlikely, but I want to mention it to you anyway, is that at the moment we could be falling down to as low as 76 cents again before we push forward to hit, you know, tens, not single digits, double digits, you know, to go to 13 and then consolidate and then push again. I don't think this is the case. Like, I don't think this is happening, but I wanted to show you the formation of what that could look like as well. Because what's really, really important in this marketplace is to be very well prepared with all scenarios, all angles, at all times. The more you prepare yourself, the better off you'll be. So if we do drop to 76, if you look at this formation, that would not be a problem. If we dropped into the 29 cents, 24 cents, then I think we're in trouble, but there is absolutely no need for that. But I want to bring you everything. Now, we've heard about altcoin season. We've spoken about it. We've mentioned that. What is an altcoin season? I know you're thinking about it, and I know I was certainly thinking about it. So, an altcoin season is this. We got phase 1, which is Bitcoin. Flow money moves into Bitcoin, causing prices to surge. The overlap is that money flows into Ethereum, but struggles to keep up with Bitcoin. Ethereum goes back and forth with Bitcoin and starts outperforming it. Now, Ethereum is at that level. Phase 2 is Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin, and we hear talks of the flipping. You know, we hear talks of Ethereum is going to overtake Bitcoin. Then we go, money is starting to trickle into large caps, where we see large buy-ups happening. So then we go into the large caps phase where Ethereum has been outperforming Bitcoin and large caps are going parabolic, which is what we're talking about here is 5x, 10x and all them. Then we go regulars of market cap and some altcoins with strong fundamentals go and have pumps. And then phase 4 is the old season, which is large caps have gone full vertical and are seeing blowing all-time highs. Mid caps and low caps, micro caps all tend to pump around the same time. Large caps outperform Bitcoin and Ethereum, and also every coin starts to go parabolic regardless of fundamentals, even memes, which is where the euphoria, FOMO, and all of that kicks in. And ladies and gentlemen, at the end of these 4 phases, we go bust and we go back into bearish mode and we stay there for a while. Now, how bearish will we go? I don't think we'll be like 2018 where 90% dropped within 5 business days. But we will go bearish for a while because everything has to correct. You know, like things can go high for only so long before a correction needs to happen. And I think we are in a phenomenal space right now. XRP cup and handle. This is sort of the formation that is currently forming with, you know, XRP versus Bitcoin. And it's a beautiful, like I said, a beautiful falling wedge formation ready to explode into new all-time highs, because it is literally where we're going. TradingView.com have got XRP on a buy signal right now. And let's have a look at some of the different scenarios, some of the different charts about what is happening right now. So XRP versus the US dollar. Every single time that XRP has had a fall, the rise has been way more than that. So the phase that we're in right now, this fall that we're having, the next phase of the leg up is going to be monstrous. So judging by the size of the shorts that are happening here. So very, very, very exciting times. I did speak to you about a couple of scenarios. I want to touch on them again. Touching 130 and then pushing above $2 is one scenario. The other scenario, the next point, if we were to fall well under 130, is that we would go down to $1 and then push forward. Both have the similar outcome. One just lasts longer than the other. If we were to go down to $1 before we push to $2, it will take a little bit longer. Again, do not think that this is the case, but I want to bring you all scenarios. The other scenario over here is that we could potentially drop down to $1, drop into that demand zone, stay there for a little bit before we begin to push forward and push into the $5 mark and beyond. Again, I want to bring it to you because it's important to understand all case scenarios and be ahead of the game from a charts point of view and from an analytical point of view. Forget about the noise, forget about the horoscopes, the moon, the sun, the light, forget about that. Let's look at what is real and what we can see right in front of us. And this is, by the way, without the SEC news. This is what's happening. Again, if that scenario were to play, this is kind of like the sort of formation that would occur if that was to be the case. Again, don't think so at all. I don't think that's what's happening at all. I think that over here right now, I think 130 was solid, and that will be our new support to push forward and break into the $2 and beyond. So for me, I think this kind of scenario makes way more sense. We're sort of going to linger around 149, 150s, just go around there for a little bit longer and then push forward into the $4.50 and beyond. Now, at the time of making this right now, we're sitting at 145. So for me, I think that kind of scenario makes sense to just sort of linger around this sort of price range before we push forward and push for those $4.50, which is coming. Again, from whichever way you look at it, should we break below $1, then I think, from a bull run perspective, we'd have to analyze why that's the case or if it's just temporarily. Again, don't think that is happening at all. And if we look at the bigger picture and we look at beyond, and by the way, this is just based on what we can see, touch, and feel today. If the SEC comes out on the 8th, says we're settling, all these other companies start to come out and say, actually, we now work with Ripple, this all goes out the window, and that's when we start to talk about 10, 20, 50, 100. If Ripple decide to burn 62 billion tokens, 400, 500, $1,000 XRP. So it is a very, very exciting time indeed to be involved. And again, I wanted to come out and slightly longer than usual video, but I feel it's really, really important to cover off all cases, all scenarios, and be well prepared. That is the goal of the channel. So if you learned something new today, hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you all so very much for all the love and support that you show this channel, and I look forward to see you on the next one.